Broadcasting live from the moon and back, this is The Coin Chat, the most trusted voice for all things cryptocurrency. Each week we dissect an important issue and cut through the noise and misinformation out there in the world of blockchain, cryptocurrency, and ICOs, capturing the facts that truly matter to you that will give you an edge in this fast-moving emerging market. The who, what, where, when, and how of what you need to know in crypto to get ahead so you don't get left behind. Now here are your co-hosts, financial and crypto experts Yuri Cataldo and Steve Good.
So, you ready?
Ready.
Great. So, hi, Steve Good from the Coin Chat with Roger Ver. Nice to have you.
Thanks, Steve.
What I wanted to talk to you about, I thought might be a little bit different, because I know you get a lot of interviews, a lot of people asking you the same questions all the time. What about this? What about that? Why don't you tell us what people are not asking you, that you want people to know about in terms of adoption with Bitcoin Cash and what the market needs to know about so that we can actually get things to move forwards?
Yeah, I guess it's not a question that I want them to ask. I think it's an action I would like them to take. And the action is start using cryptocurrencies to buy and sell things. Anytime you have the chance to buy something, if you can use a cryptocurrency to do it, and it's as useful or more useful than the previous way you would have used it, use cryptocurrency to do it, and then take the dollars or the euros or whatever the money is where you live, take the money that you would have normally used for that product or purchase, use it to buy more cryptocurrency. And that's how you get more and more money in the system, and we can expand and grow and get more people around the world using it.
So what do you think we need to do to start getting shops and, like, let's say retailers, to start actually accepting Bitcoin Cash, for example? Or, I mean, like, we might say anything. So what do we need them to do to start doing that? How do we encourage them? If I walk into a shop and I say, hey, come on, it's time to start using some Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin or Bitcoin, what would you say we should be telling these shops who have no idea about crypto? How do we get them to start thinking about adoption?
I think we need to have businesses build the tools that make it even easier and more convenient and safer and more reliable than credit cards or cash or other things. So if we can do that, they're going to use it. So if something's useful, people will use it. If something's less useful than the current system, they're not going to switch. So we have to build the tools to make it even more useful and more reliable to use cryptocurrencies than the current system.
Yeah. So now, an interesting story, but my wife was recently accepted into the Litecoin Foundation. So I apologize, sorry, honey, on behalf of my wife, but about jokingly. So I said to her, while I'm here at the conference, I'm going to make a point of connecting with you and with Bobby and other people, because I think it's also good to get some of the Bitcoin story out into the marketplace. So when I was looking at your roadmap on your website, what I noticed is that there's a lot of new features and functionality which are fantastic in terms of speed of network and more flexibility. But what is your thinking in terms of the adoption on the other side of it in terms of cards, or not just retailers accepting it, but also the other side of it in terms of Bitcoin Cash as a company or as a foundation driving other services? Are you guys having any plans to do anything like that?
Yeah, so at Bitcoin.com, we're trying to help build out all the infrastructure. One big missing piece of the puzzle, I think, are payroll providers. We would like to see people doing payroll and using Bitcoin Cash for the payroll, and we're working to make that a reality as well.
So what could we do as a call to action to ask people for help in that?
If you're a business owner, start offering to pay your employees part or all of their salary in cryptocurrency. So at Bitcoin.com, we have about 100 people on the payroll. We pay all of them 100% in Bitcoin Cash every pay cycle. And I think that's a great way. I think all these businesses that are already in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, they should start offering to pay at least a portion, if not all of the salary, in cryptocurrencies. That's what I think the goal is to make peer-to-peer cash for the world. Let's start using it as cash. Let's use it for both payroll services and then buying things once you have it. So people won't be able to spend it if they don't have it. So let's start paying people in cryptocurrencies.
I love that. Just out of curiosity, what got you initially interested in crypto when you had your other company, and then you suddenly got involved in investing into a variety of things in crypto? Just kind of went from one thing to another. What was that thing, that spark, that made you suddenly jump?
So I
smiled when I said that.
It was more than just switching. It was diving head first. Everything else. Ignore everything else in my life and focus on this for 8.5 years now. I can hardly believe the time's gone that fast. But I had the exact, perfect background to really appreciate this earlier than just about everybody else. And so that background was, I had enough of a computer science background to understand technically how things worked, and that it couldn't be shut down without shutting down the entire internet, the whole world.
For sure, yeah.
And then I had the right economics and business background to understand that people are going to start using this as money. There was no doubt in my mind whatsoever that people are going to start using Bitcoin as money. So as an investor, my first step was to buy some Bitcoin. My next step was to help build the software tools to enable people to use it as money more easily. And here we are today. Cryptocurrencies are this worldwide phenomenon. So turned out I was right on those fronts.
Yeah, you were right. That's for sure.
And I think a lot of people think that BTC is going to be the end all be all. People thought that about MySpace as well.
Yes.
And when
look what happened to MySpace.
And the reason it
and
happened
Bebo.
to MySpace, Bebo, I don't know. I know Friendster
Oh my
before
God,
MySpace.
yeah, oh my God. Friendster, and there was Bebo, and there was MySpace. Yeah, and they're all gone. Where'd they go?
And the reason MySpace and Bebo, I don't know about Bebo, but
Right,
MySpace
Friendster.
and Friendster, the reason they disappeared is because those platforms became slow, unreliable, and expensive in terms of time to use because the pages took forever to load.
Yeah.
And when the network became slow, expensive, and unreliable, people moved to another network. And if you look at what's happening right now with BTC, the transactions are slow, expensive, and unreliable. And it took a while for people to migrate off of MySpace or Friendster to a different platform, but they did. And the same will happen to BTC if the transactions continue to be slow, expensive, and unreliable.
Yeah.
And some people already have. A lot of jump ship to Bitcoin Cash, a lot of jump ship to Litecoin, a lot of jump ship to Dash.
Yeah.
People need something that works and works well and works fast, cheaply, and reliably. BTC is no longer offering that.
Right.
And so
that's for sure. Fast, cheap, and reliable are most definitely traits that we need to get crypto adoption. There's no doubt about that.
And I'm not attacking Bitcoin by saying this.
No.
I'm just stating the obvious.
No.
If something's slow, expensive, and unreliable, and other options are fast, cheap, and reliable, people will switch from the slow, expensive, and unreliable option to the fast, cheap, and reliable option.
I am absolutely certain that your conversation with Tone Base tomorrow is going to be brilliant because we had him on earlier. I know Tone because we're both YouTubers, and we had a chat earlier and did a recording, and of course it was all about Bitcoin versus everyone else. And I like the fact that you guys come from completely different opposing points of view. I think it's great. And I'm going to be looking forward to that interview. What would you say in advance of meeting Tone to tell people, the opposing side as to why Bitcoin Cash will be around, whereas Tone's saying, hey, it's not going to be around? And I'm not saying this to be controversial. I'm saying this because I do believe that there's always room for more than one, right? You can't have just one product or one vendor.
There's Facebook and there's Twitter, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other social media. YouTube, and there's a bunch of them.
There's some new stuff coming out too, which is like you said about the Friendsters and the whatevers that have disappeared. There are new platforms coming out that are going to disrupt.
Have you seen Memo.cash?
No.
It's a really neat one. So it's kind of like Twitter, but it embeds every tweet equivalent into the Bitcoin Cash blockchain.
Okay.
And so you have this uncensorable version of Twitter because censorship on Twitter is a giant problem. Demonetization on YouTube is a giant problem. People are starting to build these censorship-resistant social media platforms based on blockchain technology.
So there's actually another one that I'm working with.
D2, BitChute, right?
Yeah. So there's another one I'm working with called Sidekick, which is what it's called a social commerce platform, which is using messaging, payments with crypto, and having a marketplace all in one. So if you think of kind of like eBay hits PayPal, it's Messenger all in one.
I love it.
Yeah?
I love it. Tell me the name again?
It's called Sidekick.
Sidekick.ai or
Sidekickapp.ai.
Okay.
And
I know it was going to be AI.
.ai, yeah. Well, and it's
I guessed it.
built in with AI, built in with the KYC as well, so that we actually root out all the bad actors. But I know that, Sean, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're going to like to know that Roger likes the idea, and one of the things he wants to do is build in BCH into it as part of the native platform. So
I'd love to try using it myself, and then maybe promote it on Bitcoin.com if it works well.
We can certainly organize that. Okay. For sure, yeah. I mean, I'm not here to shell his project, but
it sounds useful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So is there anything else you'd like to share with everybody about?
So I think the question started with Tone Base and
so let's go back to Tone Base again. Yeah. So how do we counter Tone Base's argument that it's Bitcoin or nothing? Kind of like it was once gold or nothing, but of course it was gold and silver and bronze and copper.
Yep. I think you don't even have to watch the debate to decide. Just try using BTC, and that's it, right? PayPal is more convenient than BTC at this point. So try using Bitcoin Cash and try using Bitcoin Core. It'll be plain as day. Do you have a wallet on your phone already? Or?
I do.
Yeah, so you've probably experienced it yourself. Try using both.
Yeah, when's it showing up? Come on now, yeah.
On Bitcoin, it's $5 per transaction in fees today.
Right.
And it might take 2 weeks for your transaction to go through. Bitcoin Cash is like a 1/12 of a penny, and your transaction's basically instant.
And it's not even Bitcoin Cash is trading at a discount to Bitcoin right now, right? So it's kind of like, why wouldn't you take your one
Bitcoin?
An
opportunity. And I remember when I first got involved in Bitcoin in 2011, they were about $1 each, and I bought a bunch of them. And people around me were saying, Bitcoin's stupid, it's a scam, nobody's going to use that, this is trash. It was all the same arguments that you hear people saying about Bitcoin Cash today.
Yeah.
And I didn't listen to them about Bitcoin in 2011, and I'm not listening to them about Bitcoin Cash today. I'm thinking for myself, Bitcoin Cash is fast, cheap, and reliable, and so is Litecoin, right? Litecoin is fast, cheaper. It is great, right? Anything that works, people are going to use it. If it's useful, people are going to use it. And if something's slow, expensive, and unreliable, people aren't. And that's why you're seeing giant migrations. And the two winners of Bitcoin, and winner's not the right word, but the two benefactors of Bitcoin being slow, expensive, and unreliable right now, the two biggest winners, I think, have been Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. So,
yeah, I would say you're probably right about that.
Because they're fast, cheap, and reliable.
Yeah, and speaking of the early adoption, funny story, but I was launching another company in London back in 2010, and the marketing guy I was working with, a brilliant guy, Barnaby Winter, so shout out to Barnaby. Great guy, so smart. But he comes to us with his catalog in 2010 and says, guys, look, you can buy or sell anything with Bitcoin. And we're like, what? What does that mean? And we had no idea what he was talking about. And I don't know if you knew what he was talking about, but it was so amazing. And then roll forward 3 years, and I went to an event out in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, called Finding the Future, which was run by a very famous author called Neil Strauss.
Oh, yeah.
You know Neil.
The Game, I think.
So Neil's a friend of mine. And so Neil has these events that he does once a quarter, and it's part of an organization called Society International. So, hey, Society guys, might as well say hi to them too, right? And so he organized this event in 2013 called Finding the Future, and a big part of it was about creating separate coins and crypto and everything else. And I was like, God, I've heard this before. I need to follow up on it again. And it took me till the end of 2016 to finally get started. Okay, mind you, I got into
better a little bit late than never. It's still early.
I got into Ether at $9 and $18, so it's still not bad.
Oh, you did all right.
Yeah, I got my wife convinced that by $29, she's like, okay, get some more. $35, get some more. So, okay. So, but I wish I would have started as soon as you had, but we're here now.
Better a little bit late than never.
Yeah.
And it's still early days, right? Most people aren't
That's
using
right.
it. And if you want to pick which cryptocurrencies are going to be the big winners in terms of price appreciation, it's the ones that are useful in commerce, right? It's the ones that people are actually using for something.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are going to do the best.
Yeah, so here's a question for you. So when you think about, so this is one of the things Tone also said to me, which I thought was interesting. The idea of Lightning Network, where you can buy like a Casa node and you could use it as a device for instant, merchant transactions. What would be the equivalent of the Lightning Network or Casa node in the Bitcoin Cash universe?
You don't even need it. Nobody's going to buy that thing. So do you have an Android phone or?
I have an iPhone.
So we have to wait maybe a day or two. We're waiting for Apple to approve our app. But if you have an iPhone today, you can download the Bitcoin Cash Register app, and you can use it trustlessly and permissionlessly. You can accept Bitcoin Cash.
So you don't have to buy anything because you just use your app.
You download a free app that's
Awesome,
open source, and it'll be out on iPhone the moment Apple approves it. It might maybe even got approved today, so I can check. I use my phone. Where's my phone? It's in my other pocket. Okay. I still have it, luckily.
His phone and wallet are open. So if you're looking for Bitcoin Cash, there's some free cash over there. Well, this is very cool. I really appreciate you taking the time out today. I know you're a busy guy.
My pleasure.
And thanks, everyone, for listening, watching, subscribing to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Alexa, and all the other channels where we are.
And share this video with your friends to help get the word out about cryptocurrencies.
Get the word out about Bitcoin Cash, cryptocurrency, Litecoin, and everything else.
Everything that works.
We're here to help with adoption, and we'd love to have you back on the show another time to talk more about adoption. And great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thanks, Steve.
To the moon. Until next time. Thank you for joining us today on The Coin Chat. Join us on Telegram on t.me/thecoinchat, where we discuss a range of topics on cryptocurrency. And visit us on patreon.com/thecoinchat for show notes, outtakes, and previews of additional content. Or follow us on our website, which is www.thecoinchat.net. And remember to like and subscribe to us on your way out. To the moon. Until next time.